Hey crew, it's Pitt, and I'm back with today's Timeless Tarot for August the 26th of 2025, but this is a Timeless Tarot, so whenever you find it is exactly when it was meant to find you. We will be pulling a card from the Divine Feminine, a card from the Divine Masculine, in accordance with the 8 human chakras and read along the path of the tarot so that we can get a better understanding of how best to manifest our highest timelines in accordance with Spirit. I have already done a pre-shuffle, but I like to get a couple more just to make sure everything is exactly where it should be. And we will begin pulling with the base. And in the base we have the Two of Pentacles. In the solar plexus we have the Emperor. In the sacral, I got that backwards. In the sacral we have the Emperor. In the solar plexus we have the Five of Swords. In the heart we have the Lovers in reverse. In the throat, we have the Hermit in reverse. In the third eye, we have the Star. And in the crown, once again, we have the Page of Cups. And then we're going to leave the last card for the end of the read with the Divine Feminine in the Divine Aura. Next, we'll be pulling a card from the Divine Masculine. The Divine Feminine, the cards that are already on the table, lets us know what the current energies are, the current situation. The Divine Masculine, the cards that we're about to draw, lets us know what steps and actions that we can take to help manifest our highest timeline in accordance with Spirit. And we will begin pulling with the Crown. And in the Crown, we have the Two of Cups. In the third eye, we have the Fool. In the throat, we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. In the heart, we have the Five of Swords in reverse. In the solar plexus, we have the Chariot. In the sacral, we have the Six of Wands in reverse. In the base, we have the Three of Cups. And we're going to leave the Divine Masculine, the 8th card that we will be pulling, at the end. Alright, so let's walk the path of the tarot and see what the cards are telling us today. We begin with the awareness. This is the area of hope and despair, the hopes and dreams that you may be having, the things that bring you inspiration and the things that take that away from you. What you have today is the Page of Cups. Pages are about an understanding. They are an 11 card. And this is about the understanding of an emotional situation, right? This is Cups. Cups are our water. They are body, spirit. They are feeling. They are familial connections, spousal connections, co-worker connections, and friendships. But it is not the people. It is the emotions attached. It is also enemies and things along that nature as well. Again, not the people, but the feelings attached. This is the Page of Cups is about understanding emotions, right? He is talking to this little fish in the cup in order to gain some greater understanding about things. This is the higher path, right? The path of fulfillment. And so this is the understanding of the higher path of emotional fulfillment. You have this in the reverse. This is the current situation. It is the Divine Feminine card. And so your current situation is that you do not have the understanding around an emotional situation or person or whatever it happens to be. We'll get to the clarification about it, but seems to be another person. Since you have this in the reverse, this means that you are not yet at an understanding, but it is a page, so you are supposed to reach an understanding. This is what's going to give you the hope to do the things that you want. Where the hope will reside is you having this understanding around the emotions. Now, that appears to have to deal with someone else because this is the Two of Cups and this is being presented a choice about emotions, right? The two is choices. The one, you see the new path. With two, you are making the decision, am I going to get on the new path or stay on the old one? And either one of those are entirely valid. This is also one of the marriage cards. There is the Lovers, which is the marriage card. And then you have the Cups, the Two of Cups, which is the second, the marriage card. And you're missing the third one, but maybe it's hidden, right? Maybe we'll get that at the end. That would be the Four of Wands. We'll see if it turns up. The Two of Cups is about a divine partnership. This is divinely ordained. This is not antagonistic. So this is probably not an enemy despair situation. This is a hope friendship situation. That doesn't have to be sexual. If it was sexual, it would probably show up in a different spot, right? But you do have the Lovers here in your core. So that is a reconfirmation of the Lovers. This is a divine partnership which will bring the understanding. This may be someone you already know. It may be someone completely new. You're not being presented with any new, right? This appears to be all choices and understanding. Everywhere is on the deck today, right? So you are not being presented with a new person. This is probably someone already in your life. This is a partnership that is bringing you the understanding which leads to the hope that you want in your life. Next, we go to the area of choices. Twos are about choices. This is the area that deals with sloth and diligence. Making a choice is being diligent, right? This is also the area of patience, right? The perfect balance between sloth and diligence is patience, doing things in the appropriate time. You've got the Star. Now, this is hopes, dreams, and aspirations. This is where you see your future at. This is you making choices about your future, investing your energy, taking positive steps. You are investing in the Star. Now, the Star is wish upon a star. All of the good things, right? Now, this is presented in the upright. So this is the current situation for you. All the good things are unfolding right now, right? There is this divine partnership, this Lover's energy. You are being presented with a challenge, but this is the good things, right? This is all of the good things in life. This is your wishes, your desires, and your dreams coming true. That is what the Star represents in large part. It is also a balance card, right? You have the Sun surrounded by 7 other stars, which makes a total of 8. She is pouring the waters of life equally upon the water and the ground. She is standing upon the water and the ground. She has one toe in the water. You really can't tell that too much in this particular card, but she is testing the waters, chasing her dreams. This is what you are being told to do. Now, this is a 17, so that is going to be a learning, right? So this is going to be tied to learning something on the path of emotions, because this is the clarifier for the 10 of Cups. And so this may be tied to an emotional situation. There is a lot of emotions here in the core. And so this is you chasing your hopes, dreams, and aspirations. It might be tied to some emotions. It's not necessarily so. But this is saying that all of the good things are coming. And how do you make sure that that happens? By becoming the Fool. Now, the Fool is the key to the entire tarot. We are walking the path, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The path of the tarot. This is the guy that walks the path of the tarot. This is the guy that is attached to all of the paths. It is being presented in the upright. This is what you are to do. And what he is doing is experiencing. He is going out. He is seeking the new experiences, the new learning opportunities, getting outside of his comfort zone even. He is provided for. He has his provision in this parcel that is attached to his wand of change. He is in the robe of the magician. He is walking forward. He is at the edge of the cliff, but he is not going over. He has companionship to warn him of danger. This is the fully equipped person going out to become the master of their own life. And that is how you achieve all of the good things that you are hoping and dreaming to have, right? This is your hopes, dreams, and aspirations, and I do not know. The only way that this could be better is if this card was either the World or the Sun, right? There is literally no other way that this could be a better combination in your hopes, dreams, and aspirations. The Sun would be the fulfillment immediately. The World is the culmination of all the good things. But this is you wishing, and it is a wishing card. So this is about your wishes, and the way that you realize those wishes is by becoming the Fool. If you were unclear on how to do that, I have a playlist called Exploring the Tarot, and the first 4 videos deal with that. Next, we're going to go over here, and this is the area of communications and lessons. How do we learn lessons? We either go out into the world and learn them from the world, or we communicate with other people. If we go out into the world, we're communicating with the world. And so this is the area of communication. It is the area of pride and humility. This is about learning things. And so you may be taking too much pride in your work or not enough, but the perfect balance is a humility of I still need to learn, right? I don't have all of the knowledge. I'm not completely ignorant, right? The balance between pride and humility. And so we should be seeking that balance in our life. Now, you have the Hermit in reverse. Now, the Hermit, when it is standing tall, is, let's see, this is a 9 card, so it is going to be about a choice. This choice is going to be dealing with thoughts and ideas or communications. This is the clarifier for the 9 of Swords. And so that's why it's going to be linked to the thoughts and ideas. He is on top of the mountain. He has all of the knowledge in the world in this lamp, but it's hard to get. You've got to walk up the mountain to get it. When it is standing tall, this is a spirit of isolation. This is telling you, go up the mountain. It is in the current situation. So if this was to present in the upright, you are already up the mountain. This is presented in the reverse, which is saying that you need to come down off of the mountain, or that you are currently coming down the mountain, right? If this is you are on top of the mountain, current situation, Hermit card. This is you are coming down the mountain, Hermit card reversed. And so this is you communicating, right? This is the communication spot. This is not you learning. It might be, right? We're always learning. The Hermit has all of the knowledge, so it might be that there is some learning to do from other people. This is in the reverse, and it is in communication, so you may be currently receiving communication that will lead to greater knowledge. But clarifying with some steps that can be taken, we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. The Queen is about nurturing the proper way. She is the fully developed, absolutely mature divine feminine. She acts with appropriate nurturative energy in the appropriate time when she is upright. Now, this is the path of the Pentacles. Pentacles are about provision. Do you have a home? Do you have a job? Do you have food? Do you have money? Right? And so this is tied to a nurturing of a provisionary path that is you not in isolation, either coming out of isolation or even learning from someone else. But this is a nurturative energy, so if you are coming down off of the mountain, the people that you meet, you're going to need to nurture. But you do have this in the reverse. And so if this is the fully developed divine feminine, this is going to be the immature divine feminine, almost to the point where she has got it right. If this is nurture the energy, this is don't. This is the provisionary path. The queens are about giving the right energy, right? So it's not planting your crops. It's not harvesting the crops. It's weeding, watering, and fertilizing, giving the appropriate energy and the appropriate measure to get the appropriate harvest. And so there can be symbolized here in the reverse that there is some imbalance in that nurturative effort. Maybe you're giving the energy in the wrong way, giving it to the wrong person, giving it to the wrong something, right? And so this is you coming out of isolation by being a little less nurturative. That can indicate that maybe you are clinging a little bit too tightly to the earthly path, your time, your stuff, right? We are supposed to have things, but not all of the things. But overall, this appears to be you coming out of isolation, maybe to learn, maybe to teach, but definitely not by yourself. When you have this partnership and this partnership, you're embracing the magicianship. And so this does appear to be that you need maybe to give a little bit less understanding to yourself as you come out of this nurture development. Next, we're going to go to the heart, and this is about personal relationships and understanding, right? The way that you have relationships is through understanding. The way that you process information to be useful is by learning and understanding it. The heart is the part that binds together the as below and the as above. It deals with greed and charity. Greed is the mortal coil, loving things a little too much. Charity is the upper coil, loving things a little bit too little, and neither one is good. You are meant to have things, but not all of the things. This is the area of personal relationships. You have a personal relationship card. This is the Lovers. This is the marriage card in the tarot. So if you are looking for marriage, if it is presented in the upright, that can indicate that you were in that way. Right now, this is the Lovers card in reverse in your core being. Now, this can indicate a breakup. If you are in a situation that's a little bit combative, it can indicate that there is a separation that needs to happen. This not having the the understanding here in the page in reverse, if you are not understanding that it is a negative situation, that is something that you talk about, make a choice about, right? About a divinely appointed situation. Sometimes the divine appointment is a splitting apart. That is not often, but it is a thing. But if this was being presented upright, I would be like, this is a good omen for your relationships. It is in the reverse. That can indicate that there is something about the relationship that is not exactly correct. Now, the clarification is the Five of Swords in reverse. 5 is about a challenge. It is, you will learn something, you understand it, and then you rise to the challenge. This is rising to the challenge of a thought or an idea or combat. Swords are soul, they are air, they are thought and intellect, they are communication and combat. And so if it was in the communication slot, probably a communication. This is in the interpersonal relationship slot. This is a combat card. That can indicate some combat being the source of your conflict here, right? There is some possibly an emotional understanding that is not happening, that needs a choice in a conversation in order to overcome the challenge that is associated. Now, you do have this in the reverse. When this is in the upright, this is, hey, rise to meet this challenge. It is the masculine card, the actions being told, rise to meet the challenge of the thought, idea, communication, or combat. It is in the reverse. That means that you might need to let it come to you. Make your decisions, stand firm in your decision, but don't be antagonistic in trying to resolve the situation. It will probably come to a head without you. You need to make your decision and reach your understanding before that head comes, and you are not the one that is supposed to initiate the combat. But this is the Lovers. That is a partnership. It is in reverse. That indicates some discord. This is the combat card in the interpersonal relationship spot. Right? If it was over here, then maybe there's some conflict with thoughts. If it's over here, maybe there's some conflict with some communication. This is some combat, right? This is interpersonal relationships. It can be communication, right? That conflict that you need to resolve is by making a choice, not by being antagonistic. But next we're going to go over here to the solar plexus. This is the challenges area. The way that you grow is through the challenges that we face. Once you have reached the understanding, then you have to rise to meet the challenge. This is the area that deals with gluttony and temperance. So the overconsumption of things, the underconsumption of things, neither one is intrinsically good. Now, what you have is some conflict in your life around a thought and an idea, communication, right, or combat. This is in the area of challenges. This is a combat card, which you have right here. This is the current situation, whereas this one is the recommended actions. And so if your current situation is that you are facing conflict around a thought, an idea, or a communication, right, that's what this is indicating. This is saying that you are allowing that to come to you, not to go to it. This is you currently in that situation. Now, how do you resolve that situation? What are the steps that can be taken? There is something that you need to bring to an end, right? This is a 7. This is about change, but this is controlled change. This is the Chariot, and the Chariot is about using the proper balance to bring you where you need to be. It is fast forward movement that you are in control of. What we see in this card is this man is riding in the chariot, and he has yoked to it both the light and the dark in equal measure. They are working together to get him where he wants to go. This is you bringing the thing to an end, but this is the clarifier for the King of Pentacles. This is the end of the provisionary path. So there may be something here that is related to that. That is not necessarily the energy we are getting. This does appear to be like these three are linked. And so you have this coming out of the spirit of isolation. You have this breaking apart energy. And then you have this conflict that is related to a thought, an idea, or a communication. And then you've got this nurturative energy that you are not to give. You have this combative situation that you are not to initiate. But there is change to bring into your life by bringing it into something. That something may be a job, right? This may be that you quit your job. I am not recommending that you quit your job, right? But if you are unsatisfied in your job, it may be time to find a new one. Always find a new one before you quit a job. Never quit a job and then go find a new one. You don't count your chickens before they hatch. And so what we are faced with here is that you have something on the provisionary path, which is the lower coil, right, in your challenges spot that you need to bring an end to. Now, I can't tell you what your particular challenge is, but it is related to a thought or an idea. It might be the interpersonal relationships, but it does appear that this is probably more the thought coming to an idea or coming to an end, right? This conflict and this conflict are not necessarily the same conflict, though they are probably related. And so this is you facing a challenge around a thought, an idea, or a communication, or combat, right? This is not you going out and resolving it. That would be here. This is the resolution, and it is a non-active participation. Next, we're going to go to the sacral. The sacral is the part that deals with physical desires. It is the physical generation side of thing. It might be children. It is lust and chastity, giving away physical affection, not receiving physical affection. Neither one is intrinsically good. This is going to represent your physical desires. This is the nurturing part, right? This is step 6, queen energy, given the appropriate energy in the appropriate manner to reach the appropriate harvest. And you're being told to embrace the divine masculine. This is a 4. This is about an understanding. 4s are understanding. Right? This is the divine masculine as a teenager. Whereas the king is the divine masculine fully developed, and the queen is the divine feminine fully developed. The emperor is the divine masculine as a teenager. A little bit mean, a little bit jealous, a little bit over aggressive, right? Not extremely so, right? You're never being advised to do that. But in your current situation, you are coming to an understanding around the divine masculine or as an immature personification. That's not the mastery of the masculine. That is the realization that the mastery is there, that you can work in that direction. Now, what you are physically generating in your life is more divine masculine, right? More assertiveness, more this is what I want, right? Now, you have this conflict with this decision to make around an emotional situation, possibly dealing with a partner. This is you being in your strength doing that, right? Now, there is a tendency for the emperor to be extra. Try to resist that temptation. Now, what do we have clarifying that? The victory card, right? This is the 6 of Wands. Wands are about spirit. They are fire. They are life, light logos. They are change, and they are intuition. This is in the physical generation spot, so it's probably not going to be intuition, but it's probably going to signify some change. Now, you are in the divine masculine, immature. There is change in the reverse here, which is a less active change, right? This was you seeking out the change, bringing the end to the harvest right here. This is the step right before the harvest, which is going to lead to victory, right? Victory card. But you have it in the reverse, so you are not quite there yet, right? This is not you in the victory, but it is imminent, right? This is giving the appropriate energy to the change so that you can attain the change. This is not you starting the change. This is you taking the change as it comes to you. This is you victorious, and there may be some assistance on the way, right? This white horse signifies two things. It is victory and it is assistance, right? When the white horse comes in, somebody is riding to help you. He has a victory laurel on the staff of change. There's a victory laurel on his head. He is being cheered as he comes in. It is victory. This is not, right? This is victory is imminent if you take the appropriate steps in your physical generation right now. This is you as the divine masculine, a little bit immature. This is you giving nurturing energy to the change without trying to start the change, right? As the change comes to you, roll with it. You have this challenge that you are not to go out to meet, right? It is coming to you related to this whole situation. And so it does appear that you need a little bit more divine masculine in your life, but don't do so by enacting large changes. Instead, give the appropriate energy to the changes that come to you, and that leads to victory. Now we're going to go to the base, and the base is provision. I used to start in the base. I was led in a different direction. This is the harvest. This is what you have been working towards. This is the path of provision, right? This is a provision card. It is Pentacles. This is the Two of Pentacles, which means that you are being faced with a choice around your path of provision. Provision card, provision spot. Two is a choice. You have a harvest in the provision spot to bring to a close. It probably has something to do with this. Now, clarifying that with some steps that can be taken is a cooperation card. We have this decision around an emotional situation up here, and all the way down here at the bottom, next to this choice about the provisionary path, is cooperation. This is a learning card. Threes are about learning. This is the Three of Cups. It is learning something about an emotional situation on the path of provision, leading to a decision. This is you cooperating to make the decision that unlocks the rest. And so these three ladies are raising their cups, celebrating together, spirit of cooperation. And so in your provisionary path, you are being faced with a provisionary choice that in order to realize in the appropriate way, you need to cooperate with someone about. Now we're going to go to the divine. This is a direct message from the divine. It is not colored by any of the virtues and vices. It is the virtues and vices in perfect balance already. And let's see what the spirit is telling us. Hey, look, there is change. You are being presented with change. This is what has been missing the whole time. This is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is the presentation of the highest path. There is a path of Pentacles, Cups, and Swords, right? Not in that order. It's Cups, so it is Pentacles, Swords, then Cups is the three paths in the correct order. And then standing outside of them and co-equal is the fourth path, the path of change. 8 is the presentation of the highest path in the path of change. Not making the choice about it yet, realizing that it is there. You have this change that you are not to be active in right here. This is the realization that it is coming. Now, this is your current situation, and it is telling you change is coming quickly, right? Hey, look, this path is opening up right now. This is fast forward progress. These 8 wands have all been thrown. They are on a downward trajectory. This is the earth. They are almost there. They're almost in perfect balance. There's one lagging behind, but they're all going to get there fairly close together. You could even read cooperation in this. Not necessarily intrinsic to the card, but somebody threw 8 wands at the same time. And so this can indicate that there is change coming into your life rather imminently. You are being faced with a couple of choices. Let's see what steps and actions can be taken from the Divine Masculine. We've got the Knight of Wands in reverse. Now, the Knight of Wands is about rising to the challenge. Knights are the 5 on a higher level. This is the Knight of Wands, so it is on the same higher path of the change, but this is a conflict around the change that you are not to initiate. It is coming to you, right? The sudden change, it's on the way. You don't have to go and borrow any conflicts. You're about to be in one, right? This is telling me that there is somebody, maybe somebody you are associated with, who is going to take some great exception to something. Now, that is going to lead to a conflict where you have to make a choice. It is going to be emotional. Maintain control of your emotions. Stay in your Divine Masculine. Don't get all whiny like a woman. I know, that's sexist. It's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard. And so, what you are being presented with, if we take these 2 cards together in consideration of everything else that is on the deck, you are being faced with some change. It is coming into your life fairly quickly. You may not be in control of it. You might have a small measure of control over some of the aspects. But this is fast change coming into your life. You have been presented with several choices. You have been presented with the fact that there is going to be someone else attached to this, and you are to allow these challenges to come to you. It does appear that you are on the path of progression, right? You are on the path of mastery. You are on the path of all the good things. But in order to get there, there is still some challenges to be overcome. And those challenges are of an interpersonal nature. There is some conversation that you are not having, right? You need to have this conversation. This has been a pattern, right? This is somebody almost certainly who is already in your life. It is someone that you place value in. This divine partnership, whether it is good or bad, is still something that you are placing value in. There is a choice that you need to make around this emotional situation, but you're not necessarily to initiate it. You are to bring the end to some physical, provisionary type of thing, but that is going to be part of this challenge that is unfolding in your life. Be aware that this end is coming. It is not necessarily bad. You have been presented with change. That's going to bring us to the end of the reading. Hopefully I brought a little bit of enlightenment and not too much confusion. If you like what I'm doing over here, let me know down below. Give me a like, a share, a follow. Throw me a comment whether you agree or disagree with anything that was stated. Put it in the box down below. And if it remains respectful, it gets to remain up. If you really like what I'm doing over here, hit me with that super thanks. Consider joining for a membership or pick up a copy of my book where I teach you to do magic responsibly. To the crew, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me, and I am praying for you every single day. Until next time, I love you. God loves you. You are perfect, whole, and complete, just the way that you are. And this has been Pitts Tate. Peace.